everyone, welcome back to Studio 33 Art by Kay. Today I'm going to be doing another placemat for Christmas. I know a lot of you won't want to be thinking about Christmas yet, but I do have 20 of these to do, and so I'm going to be doing all different techniques. I like to have an eclectic collection of placemats at Christmas time, and in fact at any time, because on my current dining room table I have some beautiful square placemats that actually they're not square, they're rectangle, but they're twice the size of this, which I have created some really nice artworks on, all different designs but the same colors. So I'm just going to do today, use up some reds that I've had sitting around for a while, and I'm going to try a cell activator. But a little while ago I bought a heap of the high flow acrylic global, thinking that I'd just be able to put that on and use it as, say, a Dutch pour. That's not the case, doesn't work like that at all. It's very thin, quite ink-like. So I thought I might try that just with a little bit of the Australian Floetrol mixed together, knowing it would be very thin, and see how that goes as a cell activator. So that's what I'm going to do today. So as usual, a bit of an experiment. So this is I'm not sure what size this is actually, I'll just measure it. So it's 29 centimeters or close to 11.5 inches by 21 centimeters or 8.25 inches. It's just made out of MDF. And it doesn't have any cork on the back at all, unfortunately, but I'm just going to be using these, as I say, for Christmas placemats. So I may add cork to the back of those, or I might not later on. So I'm just going to lay down some of these paints, as I say, just ones I'm using up. Just going to randomly put them on there, and then I'm going to do the swipe in the white. And then I'll do a bit of a wreck and a bit of a spin. So the first colour I'm just going to use up is this Mont Satin series Vermillion. So I'm just going to drizzle it all over. I've found with the ply you can pretty much just paint straight onto it. Sorry, not ply, MDF board. And this is the Mont Satin series Scarlet. I really love the Scarlet. It's a real Christmassy sort of a colour, what I would call Christmas red. It's not easy to find actually a colour that's really that colour. I've had cool reds and warm reds and so on, but not one that I like as much as that. This one is the Mont Satin series Crimson Red, which is much deeper. Now I could have laid down a base before we started, and then I wouldn't need to put as many squiggles and wiggles to fill in all the gaps. But I wasn't too worried about that because I just wanted to use up these paints. So this is the Marte Signature Series Carmine. It's nearly used up. Just try and get most of that out of there. I'll try and get some out of this one here. Was the Scarlet as well. It was just another bottle of it that I want to use up. I think I'll get much more out of those two. So now I'll put the rest of it with the Scarlet because that's the colour that I like the most. Now I'm just filling in the gaps as much as possible. And what you can do to fill in all those gaps is you can just give this a bit of a tilt or a spin, either way. to get those colours to blend together a bit better. So I might just do that, just for a little bit of a spin. Okay, lots come off. There's a few gaps here still. Probably would have been easier to have put a base down in the first place, but anyway, sometimes I just like to do things the hard way. Why not? Okay, must be nearly filling them all up by now. There's plenty of paint on there, which is good because we'll be spinning this off. So we've got a bit of a mishmash of colours. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of gold. You've got to have a bit of gold. And this is just the Mont pouring paint gold, my favourite gold still. And I'll just randomly squiggle that around. All those holes have nearly filled up now. Just give it a little spin. Okay, not too many that aren't. Tiny bit there. And there, one there, and there. Okay, so now I'm going to use, as I say, the high flow acrylic metallic pearl in the global, and I've just mixed that with a little bit of the Australian Floetrol, and instead of just putting it onto this, and I will put it onto the spatula. It's very thin though, so I'm not sure how well it will hold. I just want to see what the effect is going to be. Let's see how we go. I'll just pour it onto here, see what happens. Need to have enough there to do two runs. Oops, can you see that? Okay, it's running off already because it's very, 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 very thin. So flip it over and now just gently swipe from the top down. Oops. Okay, got a few cells coming up. It's going to be quite different, I think. Always make sure you wipe off your swiping tool in between swipes. I think with this time, because I had trouble with that just on there, I'm going to actually, I often see people actually put the swipe colour onto the piece that they're doing, and then swipe from there. So I'll try that this time. I'm loving how that gold's coming through. Okay, here we go. So from the top down, just very lightly dragging. Right, so we've got a few cells coming through. Few here, the gold's coming through nicely, so I'll just set this with the heat tool to burst any bubbles and also to bring up any more cells. So that hasn't worked particularly well as a cell activator, but it was worth a try. So now I think I'll swipe over that with the black. I've got some of the Amsterdam Black, Oxide Black mixed up as a cell activator with the Australian Floetrol to about 1 part paint to 4 parts Australian Floetrol equivalent. So I'm just going to now swipe over the top of this, and it may make some of this white turn into cells better than what it has. So again, bit of an experiment, we'll see how we go. So I'll just load up the spatula again. So there we are with our black, and we'll just see what happens. So again, very lightly. trying to maintain contact. And there's your cells. Whew. Wow. Well, that worked. Lots of cells. Now you can see what's happened where I had the white cell activator that wasn't doing much. Because I've put the black on there now, it's now helped the white to create cells, which is quite good. I quite like this technique I've done it both ways before, but I particularly like when I do the white over it, which may or may not create the cells, and then swiping with the black, and then the black causing the white to turn into cells. They're really unique. Look at these. They've got the black around them and then the white with the red dot in them. Wow. Okay, so I'll just load up my spatula again. And now I'll swipe the second half. So again, just very lightly from the top and down. $5,654,000 cells, at least. Cells galore. I'm not sure that it's looking particularly Christmassy, but the fact that it's red and got a bit of white on there makes it Christmassy in itself, doesn't it? So now I'm going to do a bit of a wreck on there and a bit of a spin. So we'll see how we go. I'll get a... this is just a meat skewer, but it's a thicker one. And I'm going to use the flat end. And I'll start wrecking probably about here, I think. So you just run the skewer through, and as it goes through, it creates these beautiful patterns. Look at this. That's lovely. Making sure that you always wipe the end each time. And then I'll do one coming around this way. Nice big circle. Oops. Oh, I love this. It's beautiful. And a bit through here. You can do your wrecks however you like. I'll do a bit of a pattern here where I've gone those two, and then I'll do the same sort of thing here. This isn't quite as nice because it's there's no gold going through that one. Whereas here where you've got the gold, it's beautiful, which is why I do like to use gold. Okay, do a bit of a squiggle there. Right, so I'll spin that out now. I'll try not to, I'm going to get paint everywhere, I know it, because I can see so much as paint has already come off. But we'll see how we go. Here we go. Go back the other way. It's interesting how this has gone, sort of really, yeah, different. Okay, I'll give it another, I might try and get some of this paint off before I go any further. Put it into a little cup. Otherwise I'm going to have paint going everywhere. Just another bit of a spin. And back the other way. there's certainly some interesting patterns in here. These cells of, yeah, where I've got that white and then with the black over the top. Some amazing colours. Really amazing. And here too. Okay, well I think that's all I'll do with that one today. And I'll bring you down for a close-up. It's certainly very, very interesting. I don't know if it's going to be Christmassy, but it's Christmassy colours, white, red, gold. So that'll be fine. That can be my one. So now I'm just going to make sure I've covered all the edges now. Some of them aren't, so I'll cover those. And I will also make sure I put it onto some cups to dry and make sure there's no drips underneath. But I'll also bring you down for a close-up. So it won't be a moment, I'll be back. Okay, so here we are coming down for our close-up. There's some amazing effects on this. As you can see here, these cells, and I love where I've done the wrecking here. I love that. But these cells are just, oops, just amazing. So many cells and all those different colours of red and with that bit of gold and the black and the white. I love this bit here where the gold is particularly. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Just a really quick one. And we'll be back here in Studio 33 in the not too distant future. So until then, stay safe and we'll see you all back here. Bye-bye.